Okay, today I am going to show you a brief introduction to Photopea and how to use that program as a way of creating a template or a design for your paintings. The first thing you need to do is go into your Google search engine and type in Photopea, Photopea.com. Once you arrive here, your screen will look a little bit different than mine on your first visit. When you first visit, you will see a giant X on this side with a bunch of information about paying for it. Just go ahead and hit the X. We are going to be using this program, and we're not going to go into any of the pay for stuff. If you are starting from a photograph which you own, it is your own personal photograph, maybe your pet or a family member, you can upload it from your Google Drive. However, you see the links on the side here that say Google Drive. If you click that, our district will block that. So what you need to do is go to the word File and scroll down to Open. And then here you will see a link to your Google Drive. In your Chromebooks is there as well. It looks different than it does on a Mac, of course, but you do have your Google Drive link there, and you can go through and find your images. For the lesson today, I'm going to show you how to create a new one. So we're going to first click on New Project. There's going to be a default always to social. These are your social media platforms. We want to go to Print, because if you're sending that to Mrs. Beer, Badley, or myself, you will want to have it printed out. So we're going to go down to the bottom left where it says letter 8.5 by 11. We're going to select that one and double click it. It'll open it up. You will see your layers on this right side and your tools are on the left. On the right, your background layer is just white for now. What we are going to do today is I'm going to import a photograph from the internet. I like this one here, it's cute. I do want to show a couple of things though. One is if you open this, sometimes it will not open, but you can drag it directly on and drop it. If you drag from the large one, it said unknown format. If I take from the thumbnail and take the thumbnail and drop it, it works almost all the time. So these little white anchors that go around, they'll let you adjust and move your image around, work with the size, fill that space if you want to, okay? Once it is there, you're all happy with it, you can hit this check mark, it applies it, you're good to go. All right, the next step here is to apply a filter. I wanted to show you, sometimes when you pull them in, it'll show up behind the background on the layers panel. If you drag that layer above the other layer, you're going to be fine. So we're going to go to the word filter. It's directly below your URL here is called filter. We're going to go to filter gallery. And then we're going to select cutout. Yours will be a little bit wider than mine. But once we select cutout, you should see that it applies different cutouts to the image. I will zoom in here so you can see right now it's at 4 levels. Your levels, which are right here to the right, indicate how many colors you are actually using. So if you want to use 4 colors, this will divide it into 4 colors. Hairs are very interesting because as you can see, we have lighter parts, darker parts, lighter parts, darker parts. It can be kind of confusing, but it works out pretty well. You can go more levels. I went to 7 here, and you can see it tends to create a few more details as you go higher. As you go lower, it'll eliminate details. So maybe a little simpler as you reduce the amount of colors you have. Edge simplicity, I'm going to go with 3 layers here. Edge simplicity just refers to the edges of these shapes. So each color value is in a shape. And if I adjust that simplicity down, doesn't have to scroll. You can see a little smoother edges. They may seem sharper, but as we go higher, it jumped for me. Sometimes it does this, it'll jump back and forth. So as we move it down, you'll see more detail. As we move it up, it gets rid of some of that detail and becomes a little more sharp. So however you feel comfortable painting, that's kind of where you're going to want to put that. All right, go about 5. It seems good to me. Fidelity, it just refers to the edges and how smooth they are. Once you have the image in the format you would like it, you need to hit the OK. It's ready for us to print, and you can use for your template. What I need you to do then is go to Word File. Again, on the left here, it says File, and you're going to go to Export, which I'm going to zoom out here and go down to the word Export. As. You're going to export this as a PNG or a JPEG, depending on which one your teacher is asking for. I personally think a JPEG works the best because I can click on it and hit print, and it prints it out. If you're not worried about the size, right now this is at a 8.5 by 11. Printer bleed would give you about an 8 by 10.5. So if you save this as a JPEG, hit save, is automatically going to go into your downloads, and from there your teacher can print this out. And you're good to go. That is all. And anything that you export, you can also send those to your Google Drive and keep them. I would suggest using this. It's pretty simple. There are tons of filters. You can play around with this. It is totally free. So it's another one of those nice things about it. All right, have fun and good luck with your paintings.